Welcome to Chapter 6 of Jinx, where things are heating up between Kim Dan and Joo Jaekyung. In this episode, we will see Kim Dan unexpectedly show up at Jaekyung's apartment, soaked in the rain, but is determined to talk about the job position he's being hired for. As it turns out, the job really isn't for physical therapy session, but for Jaekyung to have some private time with Dan. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the hottest and wildest Yaoi podcast on the planet. Get ready to fan yourself because things are about to get steamy. That's right, it's time for Zealed Fujoshi, the show that's all about Yaoi manga. I am Cece, your host, the ultimate Fujoshi, who's always on the hunt for the hottest and juiciest and most thrilling Yaoi manga out there. I've read it all, and I'm not afraid to share my honest and unfiltered thoughts with you. From sweet and romantic love stories to spicy and steamy tales, I got you covered. My reviews are not only informative, but also hilarious. So you can expect to laugh your socks off while I spill the tea on your favorite yaoi manga. But before we start, this podcast is explicit. We'll be discussing mature themes, explicit themes, and all things that makes yaoi manga so delicious. So if you're not comfortable with that, it's probably best you tune out now. Let's get one thing clear though. Spoiler alert, I am not afraid to dish out spoilers. So if you haven't read the manga we're talking about, you might want to skip this episode. But if you're brave enough to join us, we promise to make it worth your while. If you're ready to join us on this spicy adventure, grab a cold drink and a cozy blanket and get ready to join me on this wild ride of passion, laughter, and all things yaoi. Welcome to Zealed Fujoshi. Despite being caught off guard, Dan wants to confirm the position details with Jaekyung and ask why he was the one chosen for the job. Jaekyung explains that it's because Dan is the only one who has been able to make him reach his peak performance during his fights on the MMA among all of the partners that he has been partnered up before. But when Dan asks for more money, Jaekyung is surprised, but ultimately accepts Dan's request of $14,000 a month, with the condition that Dan needs to be available whenever Jaekyung needs him. With the terms agreed upon, they get on with their agreement. Remember, Jaekyung just doesn't want to do it with Dan right before the matches. Basically, Dan has to agree that whenever Jaekyung needs him, whether it's morning, lunch, or dinner, he needs to be ready for Jaekyung. Meanwhile, we also see Dan being informed by the hospital about the treatment for his grandma, that it will cost a lot of money. This is the main pressure for Dan to really accept this job with Jaekyung, because he really needs to earn more money, and this new job position with Jaekyung is the perfect solution for all of his problems at the moment. As always, the chemistry between Dan and Jaekyung is electric. We can't wait to see what happens next between these two. Tune in to the next chapter of Jinx to find out. Attention to all yaoi manga lovers out there. Are you a talented individual with a passion for all things Fujoshi? If so, Zealed Fujoshi wants you. We're on the hunt for a team member to join our passionate and hilarious crew. If you have a knack for reviewing yaoi manga, a love for all things spicy and steamy, and a desire to share your opinion with the world, then we want to hear from you. Join our team and help us spread the Fujoshi spirit to all corners of the world. Whether you're a writer, editor, or a social media guru, we want your talent and expertise to take Zealed Fujoshi to the next level. So, if you're ready to embark on this exciting journey with us, reach out to us in the description below and let's make magic happen. Join the Zealed Fujoshi team today. Let's show the world what the Fujoshi spirit is all about. And that's a wrap. Fellow Fujoshis and Fudanshis, we hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Zealed Fujoshi, where we dished out all the hottest and juiciest yaoi manga. Remember to follow me on social media where I share even more yaoi goodness and behind the scenes content. And if you're loving the manga I am reviewing, don't forget to support the author creator by purchasing their work and spreading the word to your fellow Fujoshis and Fudanshi friends. Thanks for tuning in, Zealed Fujoshi, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Until then, keep the Fujoshi spirit alive.